All right, welcome boys. So in this video, I just wanted to break down my ideology of where I think the sales industry is headed within 2027. I've been working sales for the past 5 years. I've excelled in everything I do. I have a very fast feedback loop. So, if I learn something, I'm able to implement it into my life extremely quick. And so I kind of can see patterns of where everything's headed. And I wanted to break down how you can capitalize off this because as you know, everyone fears AI. Everyone thinks AI is coming to take everything over. So we're going to break down exactly how you can stay above average and not only just sales and your career, but in every other area of your life. So I'm pretty happy with what we got in store. So the hard truth, the capabilities of AI in sales. So the average rep right now, they're honestly a bot. They can be replaced because what they do is very minuscule to the impact of a company or a person or a sales team. And if you act like a robot, you're sitting all day, you're tired, you're bored, and you're just sitting there following rules, the company will just buy a real robot to replace you. It's coming to the time where we have sales teams that actually have live robots that can take calls. And so if you're not staying above average, you're going to be replaced by some type of AI bot. And so how do we solve that? How can we figure out a way to make sure that what we do is 10 times better than any robot can replace? And guess what? The only thing that AI can't fake, can you guys guess what it is? It's essentially your emotions, how you feel, how you talk, the way that you have a connection with someone. So in 2026, prospects are starved for human connection because everything's just like, oh, you get a DM, you get an email, and it seems so AI generated because you're like, a human didn't write this. And so prospects are starved of human connection and high vibration energy. When you talk to someone and you have a true connection, the way that you speak resonates with them, you're able to keep your tone at a certain level to match their tone. It creates this, what I call a high vibration energy. Right now, that's gonna be your only competitive advantage that you can use. So what I wanna essentially show you guys is how we can operate at the highest level and where does it all start? How do you get that high vibration? Because a lot of people are just sitting there as an average rep. They're just going through their day, click, click, talk, 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 using the same sales script, but they're not advancing or going through an advantage of pursuing the next level, reaching the level that everyone desires. So how do we get there? First, we got to change the engine. If you want to out earn a computer, you have to operate at a level that the computer cannot reach by having intuition, by having charisma, by having relentless stamina. If you're able to master each of these three, no computer can replicate the amount of intuition that you have of you knowing what's the next thing that someone's going to say. No one's going to be able to completely copy your charisma, put it inside of a computer, and make someone feel the way that you're able to make them feel. And if you have relentless stamina, like no matter what, your energy is high, you're able to get things going, no one is going to be able to replicate that, not even a robot. And so let's break down my transformation because I wasn't always this person that was very high energy, this person that, thinks the way that I do, where I can put everything down on a whiteboard and label out my inefficiencies and figure out how I can make them an advantage. So who was I? I wasn't just losing money because I was lazy. I was losing because my hardware was glitching. I fixed the body and the income followed. And that's the whole process of this. Once you fix your body, AKA your discipline, AKA your confidence, you're able to reach so much more. You're able to have conviction in the way that you talk. You're able to increase your charisma. You're able to not be replaced by a robot because no type of robot is going to have the confidence that you have if you're looking like this picture on the right. But guess what? If you're looking at the picture on the left, he looks like his voice can be replaced by a robot. I know I'm not the only person that's thinking that. So if you want to make sure that AI is not replacing you, whether it's just in your career, maybe even your lifestyle if we get to that point, or your sales job, you have to break down your discipline, AKA your transformation of fitness. So I'm going to break you down essentially what I'm going to consider the AI proof protocol, which is the system that's going to keep you guys ahead. So the first thing is the 444 method. This is directly what I teach every single person that I work with to instill motivation, to instill a drive, to instill working towards a goal each day. So as you can see on the left and right, the left one is mine, the right one is my client's. We start off with 4 direction-based goals. These goals are what creates the next identity for ourselves. We set 3 to 9 months goals to make sure that we are always progressing our lifestyle, our desires, everything in life. But how do we reach those goals? We reach them by writing down 4 needle movers each day. Things that can actually move the needle to the goals that we want. You know, if you write down 4 goals in the morning every single day, but you're not progressing them, you won't see any progress, and 90% of the time, you're not going to be reaching those goals. So we write down 4 needle movers, whether that's reading, whether that's outreach, whether that's creating a certain amount of videos, whether that's hitting your workout, whether that's eating a certain amount of meals. You create these needle movers and you stick to them. And those are what fluctuate. And then my favorite part, which is creates this new identity for yourself, is the 4-step flow state. This is something that we hit every single morning to get our brain up and active before the sun is up, before anyone else is up. At 6 a.m., at 5 a.m., whatever time you wake up, I always say try to push it back a little bit so you can earn your mornings. You want to do a 4-step routine to get you into a cadence of a mind-killing person. Drink water, journal your thoughts. 50 push-ups is what I strongly recommend for every single person I work with, because push-ups in the morning, no one wants to fucking do them. But if you do your hardest task first, you become someone what I like to call unreachable. And so these 3 groups of 4 are what's going to own your day. Little by little, your life will move towards your desires. And one thing that AI cannot feel is confidence. You're going to have so much confidence through creating these tasks. Next is going to be the athlete, diet, and split. Usually these are 2 separate things, but I wanted to combine them for you guys because once you create, what I like to call the athlete, diet, and split, it's not something that you have to follow, strictly and only hit this and not have fun and be at the gym 24/7. No, it's a 4-day split where you go to the gym 4 days out of the week, 1 hour at the minimum, so that way you can get a good workout pump, and then a 90-10 diet. 90% of the time you're eating whole foods, 10% of the time you can have fun, do whatever you want. But I promise you, if you implement these small things, the rewards you're gonna get is amazing. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna realize you have more time. You're gonna realize you have more confidence. You're gonna realize you have more discipline. You're gonna feel 10 times better if you implement either number 1 or number 2. So this isn't just for looking good. This is gonna give you brain clarity. You can't outthink of an algorithm if your brain is foggy from some, what I like to call average rep food, fast food, all these foods that are used to distract you from your actual goal and keep you stagnant where you are at. So, how are we going to guarantee success? In 2027, how can we guarantee that we don't get replaced? There's only really one way that I can think, which is you can't compete with AI because you can't compete with AI. You got to be able to become something it can't replicate. So in 2027, you have to focus on becoming this person that no one else can become and that a lot of people desire. You go to the gym frequently, you hit a workout or you hit your meals frequently. You have a set goal each and every day and you have set needle movers. You built a strict calendar that you follow by, but inside that calendar, you set specific blocks to have fun and enjoy life. Once you do these couple things, next thing you know, AI can't fake that. AI can't replace that. Not even another person could replace that because you're so disciplined in your lifestyle. And it doesn't mean discipline is not enjoying life. Discipline is making sure that you work 90% of the time to enjoy the 10% of the time rather than working 50% of the time and enjoying 50% while reaping less rewards in life. So the only thing I can say is if you want to join the lifestyle, join the 90-10 lifestyle, DM me. On the left, you can see my daily kill calendar. This is how we track data. On the right, each of my clients get a customizable dashboard, and we also have a few testimonials for the people that I work with. But I guarantee you, the systems don't work unless you do. So do not reach out to me if you're gonna be wasting your time, if you think that you're gonna be replaceable, if you're not willing to give up certain things in life for the future ahead, do not reach out to me. But I will say, if you wanna see a physique like these transformations, I guarantee you, if you have the willpower and I give you the blueprint, everything is success. So all I can say is, will AI replace yourself in 2027? Only you can make that decision. Hopefully you guys found some value in this. My name is Jonathan. If you want to learn a little bit about me, scroll through the rest of my videos. I appreciate every single one of you guys that stuck around because I try to spend as much as I can learning and developing these YouTube videos because I want to be at some point where it's just a no-brainer to look back onto these videos and still get more and more value. So if you want to connect with me, go down in the description. You have my Instagram. There's also a link if you want to book a call with me. But check out my Instagram. That's where I do my daily motivation. Every single day I post, 5 to 15 stories to get you guys locked in and keep you accountable starting at 6 a.m. every single day. So this is Jonathan. Hopefully you found some value again, and I'll see you guys in another video. Enjoy the rest of your week.